Hello everyone and welcome. Let's begin with a bow. So as we continue our practice of loving kindness, today we'll be doing a guided meditation on the difficult person. So we've worked with ourselves and a benefactor, friend, neutral person, and now we're going to work with difficult person. And just to emphasize that we don't want to pick the most difficult person in our lives to start with. We're picking someone that is mildly difficult for starters. And sometimes the difficult person is called our best friend. And why would that be? Well, we could say that the difficult person gives us an opportunity to really see where our resistance is when we open to uncomfortable feelings. And so it's really a gift. It's an opportunity to drop deeper into our practice, into ourselves, and to work with these uncomfortable feelings and resistance. So also it's suggested that you can pick a person who you feel comfortable visualizing in your meditation practice, or you might see them before you. And we're not particularly forgiving this person. They have harmed us in some way, they have caused us some pain. But in this practice, and that might come later on, the forgiveness, but in this practice we're actually beginning to recognize that they too are human beings suffering the way we all suffer and deserve some compassion and are just trying to live a life that they deserve to be happy and free from suffering, as all beings do. So that's the sort of intention for this practice. And also, you could say that we could work with difficult aspects of ourselves. So if you don't want to work with a difficult person right now, that's fine. We could work with the difficult parts of ourselves that feel anger, resentment, those feelings that we don't usually want to invite in, but we know that the healing can begin when we open to different aspects of ourselves. And that's what we're doing with this metta practice. We're opening our heart of compassion, our sense of connectedness and interconnectedness to all beings, and also with ourselves, that we can give ourselves unconditional love and care and compassion. So as with the other aspects of loving kindness, we could begin with our mindfulness meditation practice. So we'll do that for a minute or so. And then I'll ring the gong and we'll start the loving kindness practice for ourselves. So we can do a few minutes of that and then work with offering loving kindness to a benefactor and then a difficult person. I'll lead us through this, but I just wanted to give you kind of lay of the land. So we'll begin with a few minutes of mindfulness, just to come into being in the space, coming into our body, settling, and just arriving here. in this present moment. And as we're sitting on our cushion or our chair, feeling the support of the earth and gravity, we might want to do a body scan, noticing the sensations in our bodies, maybe starting with our feet, moving up through our legs, torso, abdomen, back, shoulders, our jaw, our facial muscles. Just noticing where there might be some tension or sensations, our heart area, throat, and just to allow whatever is there to just be there as we take mindfulness breaths and just coming into being here. So as we begin our loving kindness practice, we begin with ourselves and that deep wish and aspiration, an offering of unconditional love to ourselves. And the phrases that we've been using, we would repeat those. May I live at ease. May I be free from danger. May I accept myself. May I love or be loved. So whatever phrases you've been using, and if you feel comfortable, you can close your eyes and just repeat those. Wishing goodwill towards yourself. And then at some point, we could include our benefactor, someone that also has cared for us and has given us love, connection. And we can feel that coming from them and offering them words of goodwill, loving kindness, peacefulness. Or it could be an animal as a benefactor, piece of nature, a tree, a rock, whatever opens our heart to feeling and accepting, offering loving kindness and accepting loving kindness. And at some point, perhaps the words fall away and we just connect with that feeling and that meaning of being cared for, being loved, being worthy. And now, if you feel ready, you could bring up the image of that difficult person that you're working with. Not the most difficult person in your life, but something that's workable, that you could feel comfortable visualizing them or having an image of them. And reminding yourself that that difficult person is struggling and suffers just like everyone else, may have caused you pain, but just as you wish to be happy and free from suffering, so does this person. May they also find inner peace. And so we could try that for a few minutes, saying words to them that are meaningful. May you be safe. May you have mental happiness. May you have well-being. May you live at peace and with ease. May you be happy or healthy. So whatever phrases and words of offering, you can say them and offer to this person who has been difficult in your life. And if feelings of anger, resentment, shame, guilt, whatever arises in ourselves, we can note those emotions and practice loving kindness for ourselves. So when we feel the resistance or the backdraft that we've talked about, just come back to offering loving kindness for yourself. And then maybe in a little while try offering for the difficult person. So you can go back and forth with those. And if that feels like it's too much, we can also just do the practice that we talked and practiced, soften, allow. We don't have to necessarily offer them love, but we can just soften those parts of ourselves that feel the constriction and the resistance and discomfort. Or we can practice compassionate abiding. And so when we breathe out, we offer a larger space for whatever we're feeling to just be allowed to exist in a larger space. So just work with whatever feels appropriate for you, where you are in your journey with this practice. And we'll just do that for another minute or so. And then at the end, we can release the difficult person and say, may I and all beings be free from danger. May I and all beings have mental happiness. May I and all beings be loved or accepted. So whatever phrases you've been working with, you can just offer them to yourself and opening that up to all beings as we widen our heart of compassion and goodwill towards all. So thank you, everyone, and please be kind to yourself, be gentle with yourself. These are practices for a lifetime, and as we're beginning to cultivate and open our heart of loving kindness and compassion, we can be gentle. So we'll end with a bow.